This is the moment when the supposedly dead killer comes back to life for one last scare.
We're live after a little hiatus. How's everyone doing today? Sabrina, Mike, and Jayla. How are y'all doing?
Making it.
Great.
Yeah, we're all hanging in there.
Excited to do this after the big hiatus that we had.
Yes, a few of us went on a little vacation, but
yeah, we were also supposed to do it Thursday, but I had a storm by me, so my power went out for
you
like
had a little power
good
outage.
15 hours or so.
That's right.
It was not fun.
Yikes.
It was not fun.
And special guest Mike, how are you doing?
I'm doing great, man. Thanks for having me. I've been watching you guys for like the last few weeks. So I've been loving what you've been doing with the podcast. It's great.
Thank you. I mean, it's always fun to talk horror, especially with fans. I think the horror community is pretty well versed, at least from what I've seen. So it always seems like a really casual conversation when we get together every week.
I don't think people get crazy with like horror takes and stuff like that.
At least from what I've seen. I have seen some pretty bad takes that kind of fuel me a bit, but I don't know.
I don't think it's as extreme as like comic book takes can be. People taking it seriously.
Oh, nothing's rarely as extreme as comic book takes.
No, I would say superheroes and Star Wars. Those are the big ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, literally. It's. I always wake up and I'm like, okay, good morning. Then I see people. I'm like, oh no, what happened now?
I feel like we can drop some horror hot takes without being shredded or ripped alive on these.
Ironic.
I don't know if it's like lately, but it happens a lot. Like I'll post something and like I won't really check the comments, and then like I'll wake up and people are like arguing my mentions, and I'm like,
yeah.
I'm like, why?
Yeah,
but it was like hours later, and I'm like, okay. I'm sleeping. You guys could argue in my mentions. I'm just gonna mute this. Bye.
Exactly. Yes, we're good here.
Yeah, and it's like because I'm like, and then I'll like get a notification again after I muted it, and like they're just still arguing, and I'm like, okay.
It happens. All right. For our first topic, I think we should get into what we've been planning, even from last week, is the Stranger Things spoilers.
Ooh,
so we'll start with you, Sabrina, because I know you have thoughts. What'd you think of the last two episodes, 8 and 9?
I feel like because we both like. So they dropped. I don't think we expected them to be as long as they were. I know that like most of the season was literally like movies, like every episode. But I think because it dropped at like 3 a.m., we started watching. Was it 7? It was like 7 and 8, right?
It was 8 and 9.
I mean, yeah, that's what I meant. 8 and 9, and like it was like really late, so like we stopped halfway through. I don't even think we got that far in because like it just got too late. We're like, yeah, we're really tired, and I was like falling asleep. Not because it was boring, because it was like 3 a.m. my time, and I was like, I want to be awake and be able to comprehend this.
Yeah.
So then. And I think, no, wait, did we? I feel like we finished at least 7.
I think we finished.
8.
We finished 8. We started 9, and after that opening scene,
that's what it was. And I was
it was a good episode, but even then we were like, oh my god, I'm not making through.
I think a lot
2.5 hours of this.
A lot didn't really happen in 8, so we're so like 9 was like everything happening in the episode, so it was just like to continue to push forward the finale. So it was just like, yeah, it was a good episode, but 9 was really like everything, and like it like took us a bit to finish it because even the next day you have to go to work too, and I was like,
work. It was basically like watching a 2.5 hour long movie.
It was so hard to like. It was so hard because I had to try to avoid spoilers like all day on Twitter while I was at work, and I was like, all right, you need to get home so we can watch this because if I see any more theories, I'm gonna lose my mind.
Yes. Overall, good, bad. What'd you think of those last two?
I loved it. I did. Yeah. But I think my only thing was that, and that it's not like that I'm saying anything negative about it, but I think they hyped it up too much. because like I think we talked about it like on the stream before the finale, like the night of,
Mhm.
was like,
There was a lot leading up to it.
yeah, well that, and they like, I remember the Duffer Brothers said there was gonna be like six people dying, and like nobody really, that really didn't happen. Like nothing was like, oh my god, there wasn't like any huge stakes.
Yeah.
So
What do you think, Mike?
I loved the final 2 episodes. I think I had the benefit of, I didn't know that the Duffer Brothers said that there were going to be like 5 or whatever
yeah,
deaths in the
they
finale.
did. It was like weird. It was
And-
like all
Yeah,
over.
that was weird.
Yeah, I can totally see why that would like affect you, Sabrina, in the sense that
Yeah.
you're sitting there on edge, wondering when it's gonna come, and it never did. So I can totally see that like hampering the experience.
Because like I think it was like when Dr. Brennan like died. I was like, okay, all right, that's starting like the first, I guess, casualty. And then I was like, all right, like who else? Because like even on the stream, you're like, all right, if there's gonna be 6 people dying, like who's gonna die? And like nothing like that happened. So I was like, oh, okay. Because everybody was like confirming, everyone was freaking out. They're like, oh, they said 6 people, and then like everyone kept talking about like Steve dying. So I was like, why is everyone saying that? Like what did they say that people think that Steve's gonna die? And I was like freaking out. I was freaking out because he's my favorite. So I was like, all right, listen, if this is gonna happen, we're gonna have an issue.
Yeah, exactly.
And yeah, I mean, like I'm in the end, I'm glad because like if Steve was one of them, I'd lose my mind. But it was just like the fact because everyone was freaking out about the 6 casualties. So I was like, all right, that was very like underwhelming in that sense. But everything else was great. It's just like if I really wish I didn't see that because then I think that a part of me was like looking for that the entire like 2 episodes.
Yeah, you start
like,
counting. You're like, that's death number 1.
Yeah,
What's happening
I
next?
really was because I was like, all right, why is everyone making such a big deal about this?
Right.
And like that can affect it a lot. Not that it ruined anything, but I was just like, because everything else was great. I was focused as like the episode went, but I was just like, at the end, I was like, huh, why did they even say that? Like, why did people say that? Because then like, and then the next day, people were like, oh, they baited people. There was no stakes, and I was like, this is the problem. I was like, this is why you don't say things to hype up your finale, because if it doesn't live up to it, people get mad.
Yeah.
Right.
And like I wasn't mad, I was just confused because I was like, why were like who started that in the first place?
Yeah.
But I don't know. But like I said, some people get like a little more invested in it and get like actually pissed about it. And like that's, and like I don't even think it was just like someone made it up. Like it was when they were just talking about certain scenes like every episode before the last 2. And they're like, oh, yeah, they confirmed it. Like, a bunch of people tweeted about it. Like, big name people. So I was like, oh. I was like, all right, I guess they are. And then it just nothing happened. So I was like, okay.
It was a great culmination of this entire season. I think they played it a little safe, but
yeah,
it's not that I want all these characters to die. It's just like you said, kind of the stakes. I feel like what really made up for that was kind of what happened with Max. Like, sure, she didn't die, but she is barely clinging on to life. And
oh, yeah.
of course, with the final scene, they did set up the how Hawkins, right? That's the city. Yeah. Hawkins is being affected by Vecna, currently plotting his return. Which again, I'm glad they didn't kill off Vecna. I think I said that in the stream the night of. So I'm glad we still have him to look forward to in the final season, and hopefully even bigger threats if we can get the Mind Flayer again.
I think that guess like they technically like confirmed that there's someone even bigger. Because like I think before that, like once everything starts piecing together and you learn like Henry's Vecna, like you're thinking that he's the big threat the whole time, and like I think he might be, but then I don't know. It depends what they do with season 5.
Yeah.
So they could make someone even bigger than him.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's supposed to be the Mind Flayer. We'll see exactly. Because, I mean, Vecna, I feel, is a bigger threat than just kind of like mindless monster.
Oh, yeah. No.
So,
like,
either...
not even that, but he has actually like a personality. He's like generally scary more than just like, you're right, a mindless monster just attacking.
Yeah. I think a giant pile of meat is what me and Jaewon settled on when we talked about it. With teeth. I forgot that part. Giant pile of meat with teeth. That is just the Mind Flayer.
Oh. I was like, are you talking about that for Vecna? Because I was like, no.
No, Vecna is a very well-written villain. I loved him.
Yeah, I think that's why for me this is one of my favorite seasons, right? It's because you finally have that threat of Vecna, a living, breathing, a villain that can communicate. is what Vecna is. And so I think that's what made it such a compelling story. I don't want them to like go back to that giant pile of meat with teeth, right? In
Oh,
the final season. So like,
Yeah.
Yeah, once
if
you
it's
have
not
that-
Vecna, I hope it's somebody in a similar vein, like an actual character.
Yeah.
No,
Like-
you're right. Like if he's not if Vecna's not the big bad, like that was everything was leading up to him,
Yeah.
then like you need to find someone that's gonna even top Vecna, because like if it's just another like monster like that, it's not gonna.
If they really want to commit and the Mind Flayer is the end all be all of villains, then I would love to see a physical presence of the Mind Flayer and be like, yeah, this is me. The giant pile of meat with teeth is I was kind of puppeteering that thing.
Kind
And
of like
this
an
is
avatar for the mind.
Yeah.
Flayer.
Every time you
Yeah,
call
exactly.
it that, it's so funny.
it's accurate, is it
I'm
not?
not gonna unsee that now. I'm gonna like see like pictures of Mind Flayer and I'd be like, oh my god, Blake.
I don't really rewatch Stranger Things, but if I ever go back to season 3, I'm gonna laugh when I get to that finale.
No, we're gonna rewatch it now one day, so we
Yeah.
can laugh about that.
I feel like
That's
now
what
we-
it was. I mean, that's the perfect description, as ridiculous as it sounds.
Yeah, now
Yeah.
we really have to. Do we have any theories or predictions leading into the final season of Stranger Things?
I mean, like, not to like steal from everyone else's like what they've all been saying, but like I guess it makes sense. It was like it's definitely gonna be something with Will again, because like it started with him, so like obviously
It should come full circle.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have any major theories. I just want to make sure Best Boy Harrington stays alive to the end. That's it.
Mike, you get
We'll
it, you
see.
get it, you get it. As long as he's a sole survivor of the entire show, we're good. It's fine. I don't care what else happens.
Take the
Mhm.
kids. They're adults at this point. We
That's
can
what I'm
sacrifice the
saying.
children.
I was like, listen, I like Eddie was like was one of my like favorite characters, but I was like, listen, if it's between my boy Steve and Eddie, I love you, Eddie, but sorry, you're not taking
Yeah.
Steve away from me.
If it's got to be one.
Not Steve.
Yeah, there can
That's-
only be one.
No. Yes, exactly, and it's always gonna be him. Mm-hmm.
You know,
Always, without fail.
things are looking pretty good. If Steve bites it, I would imagine it to be in the series finale. I don't know how much of the show
Why
they
would-
want
no.
without him.
No.
He would die a hero's death like Eddie.
No,
Mhm.
he needs to like
That's
have a
not good
family
enough.
like he wants. He wants the 6 little nuggets. He gets to have that.
See, when he talked about having a family, I'm like, bye, Steve. Like, you're not
You know-
getting that family.
Well, that's the thing, though, right?
How
You set that
dare
up.
you?
You set that up, and then you don't kill him off. And so I feel like that's the moment, right? He should have made that sacrifice play this season. And since he didn't, I feel like he's good to go. I feel like he's dodged all of the red flags at this point because
Yeah.
you missed your shot, right?
Mhm. Yeah. I don't know. There were a lot of those save Steve campaigns going on, or protect Steve rather. So
Yeah, like even like Netflix said something, and I was like, all right, what do they know? I was like, what do they know? Like, I was literally like
mhm.
stressing beyond. Blake knows. I was stressing so bad. I was like, why does everyone keep saying that? I was like, why are you like? It was one thing of like one person here and there, but it's just like everyone was like, literally when it just like started trending, I was like, what the fuck is happening? Like, is something gonna happen to Steve? What's going on? And like that's when I started to panic. And like the entire finale, I was on edge because I was like, I swear to God, if anything happens to him, we're gonna have an issue. Like I was like, I was gonna fight them. I was gonna fight the Duffer Brothers myself.
He
Track them
does
down.
he does live to fight another day.
Yeah, another season, and till the end. Mm-hmm.
And the spinoff.
And the
Yeah,
spin-off.
there you go.
Yeah, we even mentioned it on the last stream. When season 5 does come to an end, Stranger Things is not done. Like they're gonna leave the door open for much more. And I've always considered this show to be like Eleven's story of how she goes from this experiment in a lab to the protector of this world, basically. So
See, like now that I told you about like what they originally planned for the show, like when it first started, like how they're gonna film in Montauk and everything, it's just like it's crazy from how it was the first season to now. That
Yeah.
like that was probably like what they were gonna. That's what they planned in the first place. Now it's like expanded so much that like they. I'm sure they knew it was gonna be a hit, but not like this much of a hit to like this extent.
yeah. I don't think there's any way to know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why you just kind of you got to take it season by season. And
Yeah.
I like one thing that the Duffer Brothers said about Stranger Things 4 is that due to the pandemic, they really got to take their time and like work out all the kinks of the script. And I think that's why, even though it might feel bloated at times, it still flows really well. Like the 2.5 hour finale is still paced fairly well considering how long it is.
Yeah,
And
that's
so
true.
and so I really hope Netflix realizes that and gives them the time to develop a proper ending to this story. Because one thing I don't want is them to like rush into it and then everybody's, dissatisfied with the conclusion.
Yeah.
No, yeah, it's like obviously you don't want them to take too long because it's also like the kid actors getting older and stuff like that, and obviously they're slowly gonna get more and more roles as they're getting older. So like it's hard to commit things when you have the show right now.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, like I'm not like in a rush because it's like after certain, once you get like the season finale, you're like, oh my god, I want the next season like immediately. But like it's also since the last season, it's like I think I could wait to take their time because it's gonna be bittersweet when it's over.
Yeah, and they did pitch the entire show as the entire show, all 5 seasons. So I have faith that they've known how it was going to end from the start. Everything is carefully planned out and leading up to whatever their supposed ending is. So
yes, but they could also, I'm sure that as they're doing it, they could change things here and there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I'm sure they see how popular certain characters are, and they're like, "Oh, let's not kill Steve at the end of season 2. Let's keep him around." So
yeah, character development.
Exactly.
Do you think Max wakes up, and like what would happen, like the ramifications of that in the next season?
Ooh, well, I think I don't think it's gonna be like a movie where it's like someone's like wakes up from a coma and like they're fine. Like obviously she's gonna like slowly recover.
Yeah.
But I think like depends how much of like I'm sure they're gonna do like the time skip and everything, but like it depends like what Hawkins looks like right now too. Because like we left of that like Hawkins being in like almost ruined. So in that time jump, you know whatever happens during all that too, I feel like would depend.
Did they specify how long of a time jump we're going to see between now and the next
I feel
season?
like it's 2 years, but I think it might be more.
Okay.
That's interesting because considering where they left off, I feel like this would be the one season where you don't want the time jump, right? You want to see what happens to Hawkins, not we learned to live with the Demogorgons and Demodogs and Mind Flayers over the last few years.
I don't think it's like. I think, as I just kind of like was stating before, I think it's because the kids are getting older, so now they're trying to like bump it up so like their ages make more sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because like if they're still young, like a year, like it doesn't look good. Because like even like Will like with that haircut, he like looks too old to have that haircut.
With that haircut, how are you gonna do that to him?
Yeah, how are you gonna do that to him? Like they all look great, and like their hairstyles have changed, and like then there's Will still has the same haircut. It's like it was cute in season 2 when he's still a kid.
Noah Schnapp is watching this episode right now. Like,
stop!
He's losing it.
I feel so bad. Like I was literally
Poor
like,
guy.
It's one of
Kicking
those
the
things.
air right now.
Not that like they need to be cute, but it's like a weird comparison because I was talking about this to my dad. That show Young Sheldon, like it was cute when they started because he was a young kid, but like now that he's like his voice is cracking, he doesn't sound as cute anymore, and he's definitely getting older. So like that show's on his way out because like but it's
you
like
think
stuff
like a
that.
studio executive for sure. I'm gonna cast him aside like a young cast member from Star Wars.
No, that's not what I mean. I'm just saying that's like
or Disney.
That's like if it's about the kids, everyone would be like, "Oh, they're so cute," and if they're they're trying to, it's like the 30-year-old kid like adults playing like a kid in high school. Like it just doesn't work.
Yeah, no, it's weird.
It's just I will always hate that. I will always hate that.
Yeah, because this entire show takes place within 2 years, yet they've aged significantly since we started.
See, like I think. I guess maybe technically it's been like 2 years since like before this season, from last season to this season, but like it's obviously been more because of the pandemic, or it feels like longer, and like that's also why they look older.
Mm-hmm.
So like the same thing, and it's like all right, one thing it's that season, but like if you keep going and you kind of ignore that they're getting older, it's just not gonna work.
Yeah.
Like you gotta have to work around it. Is what I'm
Mhm.
saying. Because you kind of just be like, oh, put them in the same haircuts when they're, like don't do that to Will. Don't do that to
It's
Will.
true.
Don't do that to Noah, please.
Coming for Will tonight, Jesus.
No, I'm not saying
Leave
it
him
looks bad.
alone.
No, I'm trying to stick up for Noah. Actually,
He deserves better. That's the thing.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, he does.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
that haircut. No, he just. And like I said, that haircut.
You're not alone either. Everyone's been making fun of that
I
haircut.
see pictures of it. I'm like, oh. And every time I'm like, because people talk about this scene, I'm like, oh, the haircut's so bad.
Man.
You can't even focus on anything else in the picture. Like I always see like the Stranger Things thing, and I'm like, oh, even the cast photos, I'm like, oh, everyone looks great, and then there's just him, and I'm like, oh,
Just him. Jeez.
dude.
Oh
Give the guy
man,
a break.
All right, I'm done.
he
I'm
needs
done,
to talk
I
to the
promise.
producers because this is clearly
Yeah,
affecting his
listen,
image.
Duffer Brothers, I got some.
Listen,
words.
guys, I think Will would want to change his hair as well.
No,
I mean, we're
No,
going into
no,
the
love it,
90s, right? I think.
We
No.
have
Season?
to. We
and then
have to
like,
be.
and then them their answer like, no one loves it, right? And literally, like out the window. I see that meme so much, and I'm like, that should not be a meme, but it is.
It's funny.
It's always so funny every time it's used.
They always take like the most serious moment of a show and make it a meme.
Someone, like one of my mutuals used like the best thing. It was like, "Good morning, let's get this bread." It was that meme, and I was like, "Yeah."
Jeez.
I was like, "That's perfect."
No.
Yeah. Hilarious.
Oh my god, I can't. It's the memes that make it.
If for nothing else, Stranger Things really provides some entertainment.
Yeah, and like some delusionalness too, as we were just talking before.
Oh, the Eddie is still alive theories are insane.
There's so many theories. So I just saw a theory like right before I logged on for this that I guess they released pictures of Joseph Quinn putting like having the wounds of like Eddie's death like being applied, and someone was like, "There's no deep wounds. Suspicious. That's weird." And I was like, I don't know. And
Either
then, like,
way, he's in the Upside Down and he didn't get out. So
Yeah, they didn't drag his body back.
yeah,
so-
no, he's done. So
yeah, and like people were saying that like they got really technical about it. They're like, oh, if he bled out, he must have been on blood thinners because like you don't just bleed out like. And I'm like, and then like when Steve got bit by the bats, they're like, oh, he survived. His was worse. And I'm like, okay.
I mean,
I don't know.
Steve Harrington clearly has that plot armor though. Like
Yeah.
I posted on Twitter that the plot armor on Steve is so strong he can defeat Goku. That is just
Oh, don't say that on Twitter. People will get so mad.
yeah,
I
but
mean, it's not wrong.
yeah, like nothing's ever gonna kill him. I did
I
hear
didn't
one.
deny it, but I'm just saying, don't say it on Twitter. 'Cause
I did hear one theory though about Eddie, and I think this one might be viable. Is that
Right.
he comes back, but he's being controlled by the mind flare, like Billy. So I think that would be a way to get the actor back, but Eddie's still clearly,
Yeah.
gone.
I mean, we
Yeah.
did get Billy in this season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Billy.
That's true. That like when they're kind of like basically how it was for Max, but like probably for like Dustin or something, or like
Mhm.
all the kids that were close to him. Yeah, I mean, like obviously you saw that coming. Like I really wish he would have made it out, but like it wasn't. He was in a couple episodes to get attached. Like I loved him, one of the best parts of the season, but like it's different with Steve because, like I said, he's been since like season 1, since like day 1, and like Eddie's just a newcomer, so like that's already the inedible. So
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like some people are like really like, and I'm not like saying anything against that. Like I mean, it's alright to be upset because the character you love, but like some people are taking it a little too far, and I'm like, oh my god.
The theories.
No,
Yeah.
it's just like the way people are acting too, like to his death, and I'm like, oh my god.
I'm not really a part of the Stranger Things fandom. I don't see what
like,
people say.
I am too. Like I wouldn't say I just they'll end up showing up on my timeline. I'm like, what the heck?
Yeah. I don't follow enough Stranger Things accounts.
Yeah,
the
there
loop.
was like one girl that like took it too far, but like, and it was like whatever, because like if you say that, whatever. But like people were attacking her about it, and I was like,
Ooh,
Yikes.
boy, that's not.
I was
good.
like maybe, not that I'm like,
Fandoms in general.
yeah, people are like could just be rude, but like also maybe not share that because you know there's always gonna be those asshole people who are gonna say things. So like I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think you should let strangers online dictate what you say on Twitter.
Yes, but I also don't think it should dictate your life over like fictional.
Yeah,
characters.
that's what I mean. Like I will go
No,
on
I'm
Twitter
talking
right
about,
now.
like a fictional character death.
I
too.
will say Christian Bale, one of the worst Batmans we've ever seen in live action.
Oh god. Oh god. Oh god.
I am
No.
not afraid of the repercussions because it's what I genuinely believe.
See, I posted the whole.
I respect
the
you, but
Batman-
I'm not touching that one, man. Have that one.
No, so I said something about.
We'll do a separate stream for that.
I
There you
had.
go.
I said I didn't even like knock entirely the Dark Knight, but I just said like the Batman's the best Batman movie, and like people were like, "You clearly have not." I was like, "I've seen it multiple times," and like,
yeah,
I'm still not going to change my how I feel. Sorry.
it happens.
Or like no, I remember like I think it was like 2 months ago. I said something about I was like I liked Multiverse of Madness, but like the Batman's still the best movie for me. And like all of film Twitter got so offended. They're like, please watch more movies. I was like, film Twitter's not gonna convince me to watch whether I've seen every movie this year or not. I was like, it's still gonna be the best movie. Like I don't care.
And it's funny because that's not a new thing. That's how film people, nerds, everyone have really been when it comes to movies and books and everything. Through as long as we've had them, there have always been those kinds of debates and arguments. So,
but some people just got so offended by that, and I was like, nobody on this app's gonna tell me like that it's not like that's not. I'm not gonna not feel that way. I was like, whether I've seen every single movie that's come out this year or not, I'm still gonna feel the same.
yeah.
I've seen a lot of movies this year, and it's still in my top 3. So there's that. It's great.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like it literally, and I'm not even, and like yeah, I guess I'm biased answer, but like there's literally a list. I'm trying to think who did it. Is it Forbes? I feel like it's Forbes. Yeah, it might be Forbes. That said it was like top 10 movies of the entire year. It made the top 10 list.
Yeah.
So like it's not just my delusional ass. Like it's literally like people actually think it is.
Yeah. I mean, we've had good movies. The Batman's still number 1 for me.
Everybody, every day I wake up to one person saying that the Batman's the best movie of this year.
Yeah.
Whether it's a cloud tweet or not, but it's true.
It is
So
true.
it's like it's not just me like thinking that. So I don't know.
The Black Phone shot up to my second favorite movie of the year.
Really?
Nice.
Yeah. Number
Where's Top
3,
Gun then?
Maverick is at number 3.
Okay. I was like, as long as Top
Good
Gun
list.
and the Batman are on your top
Thank
3, we're good.
Oh yeah, it's Batman's always up there. Top Gun. I haven't seen a single person that has seen Maverick dislike it. So it's got
Yeah.
What's your top? Wait, what's your top 2?
Batman, Black Phone.
I haven't seen that, but I'm. I think what else came out this year. My top 3 would be the Batman, Top Gun, and then Elvis. Elvis was.
I still haven't seen Elvis.
Elvis was really. I did not grow up a big Elvis fan. That movie was phenomenal. Like that's gonna get like an Oscar nom. That and like Austin. Like I love Austin Butler. He was incredible. Like he's gonna get like Best Actor nomination. Like if he doesn't, I will be shocked.
Yeah.
Like he was that
Right.
good.
For sure.
Yeah. I need to check out Elvis. I really liked Thor. I had that.
Not me forgetting about Thor.
I had Thor in the middle of my list. I saw it a second time and it really shot up, and then I saw it a third time and it
I'm
shot
trying
up
to think
again.
what else came out this year though.
Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of
Oh,
Madness.
I would say that's like 4. And
4
Then, what? On my top 4.
in your top 4.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Yeah, because like I'm trying to think what else like came out this year that I've like seen.
Everything Everywhere All at Once.
I have
don't know
not
if you've
seen
that.
Have not seen
I saw it. It was very real. It was really hyped for me, and I saw it so late, and I was like, "There's no way it lives up to this," and it lived up to that. It's
Do you think it's like one of the best movies of this year?
oh yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
easily.
But not your top 3.
Not my top 3. No, it's
Yeah.
got to be top 10 though. I do have the list. I just off the top of my head.
Oh yeah, that was
where
like
it is.
the movie everyone was saying. They're like, oh, you clearly haven't seen everywhere. I was like, whether I've seen it or not. I was
Like
I
I've
don't know-
seen it. It's not even in my top 3, but it's great.
No, but like whether
Same.
I've seen it or not, like nothing's gonna
Yeah,
top a Batman for me.
exactly.
I'm sorry.
It comes
I
down to
waited 5+
personal.
years for this movie. It's gonna be my best, like my favorite movie of all time.
It comes down to personal bias. I can admit Everything Everywhere All at Once was amazing, beautiful movie, really well made, and still prefer the Batman, Black Phone, and Maverick because I just had more fun with them.
I love how we somehow turned a Stranger Things conversation into the Batman because that's just how much we love Batman.
All
Mike, can I just
tangents
tell you
lead to
one
the
fun
Batman.
fact about me? Yeah, I was like, I will always direct it towards back to Batman
Yeah.
or Batman.
There's always a way to bring the conversation to Batman.
Literally, swear to God, I could always. It's one of those things that there's like TikToks I've seen with that. I was like, oh, give me this, and I could relate it back to that. That's me with Batman. I could somehow always relate it back to that movie.
Yeah.
It's a great movie. I love it.
I've seen
it's
it
amazing.
so many times that like half the time my mind is literally just that movie. That like it's changed the course of cinema for me. That like nothing else. I don't know. Because I've waited too long for it and just like hit the hype and beyond that. So I'm like, I don't know. I don't know if any movie will ever be the like better after that. I don't know.
Sure.
The sequel.
Sequel.
Fingers
Hopefully.
crossed.
Hopefully.
Gotta be
No.
better.
Please.
No, actually, I have like no worry because it's gonna be Matt. So like we're fine because
Gonna be Matt. Well, if the villain's Mr. Freeze, like word on the street suggests, then should be better.
Well, like okay, so everybody says that now, and like because of that, it bothers me that somebody had the nerve to say that Mr. Freeze is overrated. And I'm like, what? I'm like, he's one of the most underrated Batman villains.
The
like,
only
ever.
Overrated Batman villain I'll allow is Joker, and even then, it's Joker. He's not overrated.
See, all right, you know this. I wasn't even like.
I'm biased. I might be biased.
I mean, greatest villain of all time can't be overrated, can he?
Exactly.
See, I actually was among the people that did not want Joker in this because I wanted other villains to get like the spotlight instead of him. Yeah. So like more people know more villains besides Joker. Because like once they started with Riddler, I was like, all right, we could do this. And then when Joker showed up, like I wasn't mad about it. And then when I found out it was Barry, I was like, oh, it's like I really want to see.
He was in it for 30 seconds.
No, but that's not my point though. It's like now that I've seen his Joker, I'm like now I'm dying to see like him and Batman, him and Rob like on screen together, like fully.
Yep.
More than just that Arkham scene that they like deleted Arkham scene. Because like that already gave me an indication. I was like, I gotta see more.
If we get Scarecrow, then we can call it a horror movie and really make an excuse to do a Batman centric episode for us.
Long Halloween, baby.
Yeah.
I need Bill Skarsgård. Need him.
He would be great.
Need him for Jonathan Crane. Not even kidding. I think I said someone else too the other night.
There was someone else that I really agreed with that wasn't Bill Skarsgård.
Oh, I think somebody said it was Dockery.
Who?
The Billy guy, whatever. I don't know his name.
Dacre Montgomery?
Oh, that's how you pronounce it? Okay.
Oh, no. It's not that one.
Billy.
Oh, no. It's
Full circle.
Henry from... It's Vecna. That's
the actor. Oh my God. That's right, Jamie. Jamie Count.
Yeah, it wasn't Billy. Right. It was him.
I don't know why I thought it was Billy. Oh my God. I literally commented on it too. What?
Stranger Things villains, that's all.
Oh, he could be a good Scarecrow. He'd be a good Jonathan Crane.
No,
but it's hard to beat Cillian Murphy because he was really good.
He was. I don't think he had enough screen time to really shine, so it's not that
he was
hard
better.
to dethrone him.
I liked him.
Blake hates the Dark Knight trilogy, confirmed.
I hate the Dark Knight Rises, but Batman Begins really good. Dark Knight.
We don't talk about Rises. Great. Like the fact that somebody could actually praise that movie makes me sick to my stomach. Not gonna lie, I could not say one nice thing about that movie.
We need a stream dedicated to the Dark Knight trilogy so I can just get it all off my chest.
Get canceled now.
Because I have thoughts on that trilogy.
I've kept it like under wraps for so long. People are like, "Why do you hate it on it so much?" And I'm like,
"You're like, I finally have the Batman. I can finally let go of the Dark Knight trilogy."
Yeah, I was ready to let go of it a long time ago. And like some people aren't able to, and like that's fine. But like it's had its time. Like it's you know, like if you're a Batman fan, you always want something better.
Yeah.
But
I think we can always do better too.
That's what I'm saying. But like some people are like, no, they can never be better. Like, why wouldn't you want better? As a
I
Batman
think
fan?
the Batman was the best we've had so far, and there's still so much room to go up from there.
Oh my god, yeah, exactly.
True. Definitely.
No, absolutely.
Any final word on Stranger Things before we get on to the next topic?
I'm excited for season 5.
Excited for season 5?
Very, very excited.
Yeah.
I need to see Jamie back though, because he like carried the season for me.
Yeah.
I've always loved Jamie Campbell Power, and like the fact that he was in the show. I remember I heard the casting a long time ago, but I completely forgot about it. And then I knew he was gonna be one. I literally kept saying it the episode, and it was like, "Oh yeah, I'm number one." I was like, "I freaking knew it." I was.
I mean, Vecna. He's
the
the best villain we've had so far.
Know. And I was like, he's one. He's literally one. I was like, I know it, and I was right. And he was incredible.
Yeah, he was terrific. I loved everything about this season. Honestly, like there are things that you can probably make like tweaks here and there to make it a little bit better, but I think overall,
like what?
Well, again, the runtime is a really big issue, and I feel like
that's what I would have said.
The Russian plot line, I don't think it mattered that much. Like in the long run, it was just we got Hopper back. Why couldn't we just have killed Hopper off? Like they didn't justify the reason of having that happen, you know?
Yeah, there was a whole one segment of that Russian plot line that was stretched to fill an entire episode.
Yeah,
that easily could have been one scene.
Exactly.
there's times of like every time they went back to like the Russia plot, he was like, I don't care.
I was like, I don't care. I love Hopper, and I don't care what's going on right now.
Yeah,
I mean, it gave me Chopper, so it's fine. But
Chopper.
I've been waiting for that since like day one.
It's great, and again, like I'm not taking anything away because again, I love the moments with Hopper. Like once especially in the finale when we finally get him back with Elle, it's all great stuff. But like Blake said, a lot of this could have been resolved 6 episodes ago.
Yeah. Let's get Hopper with the main crew for the last 3 episodes instead of dragging it out for the last scene.
And like her not knowing that everybody was separated, like where her own kids were, like no.
Took her a long time to get to where she needed to be.
Well, like I mean, like the one time she like tried to call them, but I was like, well, how do you not know where your kids are? Like,
no cell phones.
No, but really. But even then though, like I don't know, like I would think that not being able to get in contact with them at all, like would be like an alarm for Joyce, knowing how she is.
Yeah. At the same time, that is how shit was back then. So she's just like, they got it. They're fine.
And especially since they weren't in Hawkins, right? So she's like, oh, they're in California. They're good. They're
totally
fine.
They're chilling.
And it's
Elle's in jail. Elle got arrested.
Elle's in jail. She's in a little worse than jail, I think.
Well, and then she kind of was like, oh, the government came and like kidnapped her. So
someone died in Joyce's house and she didn't even know.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, it's a great season. Far from perfect though.
Yeah. It's great. Can't wait for the next one though. Can't wait to see how wrap it up.
I'm excited. I think I can say 4 was my favorite season so far.
I was like, do you have like a ranking? A ranking of all the seasons so far? I
would say 4, 1, 3, 2, maybe. And I love 2. I might even put 2 above 3.
Yeah, I was like 3.
I'm with Blake. That's my ranking.
3's at the bottom.
Yeah, I feel like 3. It depends because the more I think about it, I need to rewatch them all again. But like, I think there's more memorable moments in 3. But I feel like the story in 2, aside from that one random episode where 11 has her side quest, I think it's a little bit tighter in 2. So yeah, I probably put 3 at the bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think so.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, we are all very excited for Stranger Things. They will most likely do a time jump. As with our next topic, me trying to do the best transition possible, Halloween Ends is going to be doing a big time jump, which is funny considering that.
They say how long?
4 years, I think. I think it's 4 years because you have to remember Halloween and Halloween Kills take place
All right, I really
Back to
hope
back.
that they kind of like address, because like even though it happens at the very very end, I really hope that like they address like the mom getting murdered.
I'm sure
It's
they
not
will.
funny, but it's just like because it happened so fast that it was like okay.
With Halloween Ends, and this is a detail that I'm really weary about because Halloween and Halloween Kills take place in 2018 because it's essentially within the same span of 48 hours or whatever, Halloween night to that very next day for Halloween Kills, or even the same night. The original ending was longer than what we see for Halloween Kills, where the mom gets killed.
Wait, it was the same night? I thought it was like a little bit of a time jump.
No, it was immediately when Michael was burning in the house. He walks out as Laurie gets to the hospital. It's runs right into the next one.
See, like, and that part I understood, but I think it was like the hospital, like her being in the hospital, and I did like that's probably threw me off.
Yeah,
Where I was
like
she's
that-
probably been there for a bit.
Both of those movies probably take place in the span of, I think, 2 days, a day and a half, something like that. Halloween night
Roughly,
through the next morning.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
And the ending is Michael killing the mom and then ends there. The original ending is what they filmed, and it's on the Blu-ray and HBO Max, I think. Laurie calls her daughter, and Michael picks up the phone. And then Laurie gets the knife and walks out of the hospital. But because Halloween Ends was, again, going to pick up right where that left off. But instead, I'm assuming they want to catch up to our current year right now. So they're doing like a 4-year time jump. And they're going to involve COVID into the plot somehow.
Ooh.
I don't know if that's changed since all these test screenings have come out. But assuming COVID is still a part of Halloween Ends, what do you guys think about that, Mike?
That worries me.
No, thank you. I lived through COVID. I don't need you guys to remind me of all of that, please.
Yes,
But yeah, they did it on like because I feel like we talked about this on like something. It was like they did it on Shameless, and it was like really weird.
They did it on a lot. They did on Shameless. They've done on a lot of shows.
I don't know about Brooklyn Nine-Nine. It is
Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and it doesn't usually bother me when stuff like that happens, but it's something that has, for lack of a better word, depressed the entire world for 2 years going now.
And like they use movies to escape, and then
we use movies to escape. And when we're tuning into the conclusion of arguably one of the greatest horror franchises of all time, it's like we don't really need to see something that irks us in real life. So
like small personal story. Like I had like 4 relatives die of COVID in 2020. So I don't need like my escape to remind me of all of that. And so I just kind of want to see Michael Myers kill people. I don't need to be reminded about the
fictional
right.
We don't need to see him wear a mask and like the precautions. Like we don't need to know that.
Right. Yeah. Like I just like you said before, it's escapism. I don't need to be reminded about the harsh realities of life.
Yeah.
In a slasher movie.
Like I know some shows have done that, but like that doesn't mean that they should.
Yeah. And they might handle it very well. It's just the thought of that doesn't make me interested. It just kind of makes me depressed. But see it happen, maybe it'll work out.
Mm-hmm. I want to know more word from the test screenings that they have held for this movie. I haven't heard since the writers have mentioned it a while ago. I haven't heard anything about it in test screenings. So either it's not prevalent in this movie, like it's just kind of in the background, or they've done away with it completely, which is also possible.
Yeah.
But details that have come out, which we should see confirmation for in 4 days when we get the trailer for it. I don't know what either of you think about the Rob Zombie Halloween movies, but Michael's appearance is actually very close to what we saw in Halloween 2.
I was not expecting you to say that. I thought you were talking about
apparently, Michael has a ripped mask, and you see the bottom part of his mouth and just the top part of his mask. And
Wasn't there a picture of it?
No, there's no picture of it yet. But he does wear a jacket and a hood, as if he's been living out in the woods all this time, and has been recuperating since Halloween Kills because they beat the shit out of him at the end. He won, but he was still pretty badly beaten. So
he's not wearing his signature mask right now.
He is. It's just the top part of it. It's all ripped. So it's kind of like battle damage Michael Myers. Ripped mask, thrown together jacket, hood.
It's like the end of an
Battle
Arkham
damage
game.
Michael Myers.
Yes.
Oh man.
Yeah, exactly.
Battle damage Michael Myers.
Battle damage Michael Myers. And
I'm setting up the tweet already. Oh.
out of these test screenings, I'm not, again, sure any more details beyond this, but apparently there is another threat in Halloween Ends aside from Michael. So that's not too surprising because the 2018 Halloween, we had the crazy doctor that wanted to be evil for a second. Halloween Kills, we had that mob mentality. So Halloween Ends, it's whether it's another person or entity, I don't know. But aside from Michael, there's another threat that they're going to be dealing with.
COVID. I'm sorry.
Oh,
Yeah, shit. I mean, maybe. I don't know.
That's probably what they mean. I'm not gonna lie. That's probably what they mean.
COVID is
don't
this franchise's mind flare.
Man.
We'll see how it's. We'll see in October.
Yeah.
But
Again, we'll
I
get a
feel
good
like
idea in 4 days with that trailer.
listen, I don't
Yeah.
trust like what people say anymore because like it's like they make it like this big deal and it's like that's it.
That's also
And-
true.
It's probably gonna be COVID. That's
Yeah.
what they're probably referring to, and they're making it like dramatic, making it sound so dramatic. So people are like, "Oh my god,
Oh my god.
oh
You
my
know,
god."
after the Duffer
Am I
Brothers said
wrong?
5 people would die and only like 2 or 3 people died, I don't trust anything anybody says at this point.
Yeah, exactly. That is a good point.
Can't even
Um,
trust the creators.
No, you can't.
That's what I'm saying. That's what literally the second I said that, I was like, "I'm looking at you, Duffer Brothers."
Exactly.
Like they do
Hyping
things.
up your show with all these deaths.
You don't need to like, just like kind of like let people enjoy it for what it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, when you said Rob Zombie, that's not what I was expecting you to talk about. Like,
At least design wise.
No, I think you're talking about the monsters. That's what I was like, oh.
No. I'm not. I didn't even include that on our itinerary of topics today. We're not
No,
gonna
okay, wait. Did you see the trailer, Mike?
No, I didn't.
Doesn't look that good.
I see. All right.
Does not look that good.
I don't know if it'd waste your time, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like,
Now
it's-
I've got to check it out though.
I mean, we'll see when it
It
comes
looks-
out, but that trailer was really off,
I
unfortunately.
like because a lot of people are like, "Oh, it's campy," and it's like it's not campy the way it like in that charm that it had in like the show back then.
Yeah.
It's
I
not
mean,
the same campiness. It's not the same. And
So
like, oh, sorry, what were you gonna say?
no, I was gonna again Batman. So it's like how Batman 66 is campy, but Batman and Robin doesn't hit that same.
Yes.
level.
I
Yes,
mean,
it's
to me
actually
it
kinda
does,
like that.
but that's besides the point. But
Yeah. I mean, Batman 66 owns it. You could kind of pick apart, like, if you say what's wrong with Batman and Robin, you'd say a little cheesy, campy, corny, whatever. When you
Hmm.
talk about Batman 66, there you only compliment how cheesy it is. That's what
Well,
it's known
okay.
for.
I
Yeah.
think this might be like. I mean, like, I'm not saying it always has to be the case, but like with Batman 66, like I think it also the reason it worked is because the time, because that's like during the time of Batman 66, Batman was campy in comics like that, so like they just kind of took that from the source material at the time, and like after
Yeah.
everything, that's when like more in when Batman 89 came out, that's when Batman became like more like darker and gothic and like more
Yep.
intimidating. But like before that, he was just like campy and like this guy in like a costume.
Yeah.
But same thing with like the monsters back then. Like it fit the time period, but like when you try to recreate that years later, it doesn't work. And sometimes you should just leave that stuff alone.
What weirds me out is they got
Mhm.
Rob Zombie to do this, but it looks like the old show, like the campiness. It doesn't look like Rob Zombie's work at all.
Like no, but like
no.
like
Yeah,
the-
that's what confuses me.
like even the designs look the same from the show, but they don't
Yeah.
sound the same.
It looks like the
Mm.
show. Herman's voice bothers the shit out of me.
It's
seems
not
nothing
good.
like Herman shit.
Honestly, even his wife's voice annoys me too because I was like,
Lily.
yeah.
And my biggest thing, there's no Eddie and Marilyn.
Yeah.
They don't have Eddie or Marilyn in that.
Yeah. And like I
really
feel like the
quickly.
grandpa's barely in it.
Yeah, I mean, he's always been kind of a side character anyway, but still, I don't.
I don't know. But like when you have two other characters you should kind of add them to your plot more, but
Right.
Yeah.
We'll see.
No.
I know our thoughts on it, but Mike, what did you think of Halloween Kills?
Yeah, not as strong as Halloween, of course. It's fine. Like I know a lot of people came out of that movie hating it. I didn't. Like I don't have a big attachment to the Halloween franchise anyway, so I was just
I
I was just kind of vibing with it. I'm interested to see what they do in the next one. After everything you were saying, Blake, has me concerned because it feels like we're just going down.
Yeah, no.
And so it's like I was kind of hoping for a little bit of a rebound, but I don't know if that's coming anytime soon.
The biggest thing I appreciated from Halloween Kills that I really would love the focus to be on in Halloween Ends is that supernatural element. Because up until Halloween Kills, they've addressed it for sure. Some of the sequels we don't really speak too highly of have really leaned into it. But I feel like with the more grounded approach with Halloween 2018, going into Halloween Kills, and the whole point is he gets shot in the chest and just keeps walking at you. Like, that's that little shred of exaggeration, or like, oh, this is a fictional movie that creeps you out.
She said it herself though. She was like,
Yeah, he
every time
feeds off.
kills, every time he
killing.
kills, he becomes less and less human.
Yeah.
And like, I kind of like that.
Yeah,
that's a great idea.
Michael.
It was a great idea
Because it makes him like an even more unstoppable force. Because he's like, all right, if he's slowly not becoming human, it's like, how do you stop him? And like that's where it's like, oh shit.
Seeing how this trailer goes, it opens the door greatly for Halloween Ends to like that just be the baseline to the point where they can straight up shoot him in the eye and he's still coming at you.
That's
like,
why
at that
I
point,
become an unstoppable
hate
force.
the mob, because like that just proved her theory further that like he becomes less and less human.
Yeah. So my biggest worry is that they're going to overcomplicate things. I feel like they had a really simple story they could have worked with, but I don't know.
Like, I know, like, when I think of, like, slashers, I think of, like, Halloween and, like, I think of Michael Myers and literally Scream, so.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't want them to kind of lose that. Like, I'm sure it's still going to be, like, a slash, but, like, I don't know. I don't want them to focus too much on the supernatural when it could just be, like, I don't know. I don't want them to lose sight of, like, Michael Myers, like, who he is and, like, what made every movie.
I think that's the best way to say it. Lose sight of Michael Myers.
Yeah.
I feel like that could be where they're heading. We could be worried for nothing, and the trailer could look fantastic. It could be everything we want, but
this can age very poorly, very quickly. But
yes,
like you said, like just the idea of there being a secondary villain, it's like why?
Yeah,
like
a secondary threat, and it could be in the form of COVID, which again, that shouldn't be involved in this movie at all, if it even still is.
Like from our discussion, the thing I want, because like even the trailer for Halloween Kills, like I remember like seeing him with obliterate like into all the fire fighters and everything. It was like insane, and I was like, holy shit! Like I want the next trailer to make me feel that way again, to be like, okay.
I would love that too, and we didn't talk about it on any of the streams, but we posted it on our account as if we weren't worried enough. Jamie Lee Curtis and Nick Castle, who plays Michael Myers, both said the ending to this movie will divide fans and piss people off. So the actors involved are very worried about this.
You just kind of keep saying stuff, and I'm trying to have faith and be positive and
and notice how I'm not saying it in a like, oh, this is automatically shit. I'm just telling you what I've been told.
No, I'm not saying shit.
And it's like, coming off.
Because like Michael Myers is always my favorite when it comes to horror, but like it's making me worried. Yeah,
I mean, they know this is the conclusion to a franchise that's been going since the 70s, and they know they have to be unique and do something new, which I respect. But at the same time, why are you trying to piss off fans?
Yeah,
like you can wrap the story up faithfully. Huh?
Yeah, when they're literally the ones like seeing your movies.
Yeah, so the fact that Jamie Lee Curtis is already bracing fans by saying it will piss you off. Some of you are gonna love it. Some of you are gonna hate it.
See, like, I don't know, like, how I feel about that, because, like, a lot of people trashed on Halloween Kills, but I really loved it, so.
Yeah, I had a fun time with it.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. That's why I'm, like, I think, like, I'm gonna, like, obviously watch it and form my own thing, but, like, I wanna, because I know sometimes, like, I talked about, what was it, Orphan First Kill, like, you didn't want to watch the trailer because you wanted to, like, go unsurprised, but are you gonna watch the trailer for this when it comes out?
Yes, Halloween Ends, I will.
Because you're like, I have to see this. I have to see this.
That's kind of where I draw the line. And I said it, I think 2 streams ago when we were watching like 3 of these trailers back to back. When it's an original IP for a horror movie, I really want to go in blind. Like, I feel like they show the best scares in the trailer, all that. But when it comes to something like Halloween Ends, last year I just saw Halloween Kills. 2 years before that, or 3 years, I saw Halloween 2018. And then I had decades worth of other Halloween movies. Like, I know what I'm getting myself into, so I can
Right.
watch the Halloween Ends trailer. But with Orphan First Kill, I've seen Orphan once years ago. So, like, I kind of want to keep that mystery alive going into this new one. Or, like, with the...
How do you feel about Orphan? Do you love it?
I like it a lot. Yeah. I think it was a really well done movie. I guessed the twist even before I watched Orphan. But I still think it's a good twist. It's creepy.
I think you'll really like the prequel because I really loved it.
Mhm.
Like, the trailer, like I love that movie too. So like I was
Yeah.
waiting on that. This was definitely like one of my most anticipated.
I mean, I watched the first trailer for Nope because it's a Jordan Peele movie, and I love I love Get Out and Us. And now every time a trailer for Nope comes on the TV, I look away because I'm like, I saw the teaser.
I
I'm
know.
hooked. I
When
don't
we were
wanna
together,
see
you were
anymore.
Like trying to talk to me, and you're like, and I was like,
Yeah, when we saw
like, don't
Thor,
look.
I was like, nope, not
I
gonna
was like,
look at
don't
that.
look, don't look. There's another trailer.
Yeah, like every trailer for Nope, I get more and more frustrated because I'm like, stop showing me this movie. I'm already gonna watch it.
I feel like
Yeah.
okay. To be fair, there's not. I've seen most of them, and like they haven't really, except for the last one, like maybe like two.
Yeah,
shots.
when we saw Thor, Sabrina was like, they're not showing much. They're not. They showed one thing. They showed one thing at the end.
No, there was like
Yeah.
2.5 things. I was
There
like,
were a couple of things,
maybe.
I'm sure, but
Yeah, closer
Yeah,
to
like-
4, but yeah.
yeah, I get the gist of the movie. I'm going to see it, and I'm excited. I don't need to see the trailer. What I did lately is I only saw the teaser for Crimes of the Future, and I didn't see a single bit of footage from Men. I went to see both of those movies, and when I got home, I watched the trailers, and both of them showed everything. Like, they
Yep.
showed the most grueling scenes or whatever. And I'm really glad I didn't watch those trailers. So I'm like, it's
okay,
confirmed.
I think I'm gonna watch the trailer because I don't know if I want to watch the whole movie.
For what? Men?
Oh well, that is it. Men or Crimes of the Future?
Well, both of them.
Yeah.
Crimes of the Future is just a good movie. Men, you don't even have to watch it. Was not a fan of Men. Crimes of the Future is interesting. It's a world that I want to see more from.
Is that like a body horror?
Very much, yes.
You
One
know,
of the gnarliest
I
body
have a
horrors I've
weird
ever
thing with-
seen.
Okay, I have a weird thing with horror that like sometimes if it's too much, I don't like it.
The
And-
tagline of Crimes of the Future is "Surgery is the new sex."
Yeah.
So
That's
I'm
gold,
good.
honestly.
I'm good.
yeah,
I'm good.
so take with that what you will.
No, I'm good. I don't need to see it. I'm good.
Yes, very interesting movie.
Cause like I watched X, thought it was a cool concept, and I watched it. And I was like, I don't like this. I was like, I do not like this at all.
I liked X. I was.
And I was very disappointed because I wanted to like it, but I just don't.
Yeah.
Because it did stuff in horror that I just don't like, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah, that's fair. But hopefully, for nothing else, Halloween Ends doesn't end up pissing us off, and it just looks good. We will. We'll have to. We might even, since we don't have a show to break down this week. I don't think we should do a trailer discussion for Halloween Ends, and we can come back to this conversation. So
I'm for that.
we'll have to. You're muted, Mike.
I was just gonna say that would be something because I'm scared now. So
Yeah, I mean,
Live reaction to how we feel.
we haven't been given a full-on plot synopsis, to my knowledge, for Halloween Ends. Just details, and these
Right.
details are concerning. So we'll see in a few days how it pans out. But our next topic, if you guys know, Winnie the Pooh is a public domain now.
yeah.
So we are getting
Yeah, they really chose what to do with that.
we are getting Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey, a horror movie with Winnie the Pooh that I'm beyond excited for. That title's genius.
All
First
right.
of all,
I'm a little scared because like I don't want to look at Winnie the Pooh in a different light.
It's gonna happen. You already know it's gonna happen.
I know, and I don't want to be scared of Winnie the Pooh because I love Winnie the Pooh.
we need to watch Blood and Honey and then Christopher Robin back to back.
Oh man.
You're sick. You're sick. You're sick. I
mean,
literally cried over how much I loved Christopher Robin and like how cute.
That is the
That-
stuff of nightmares. Right
No,
That-
oh my god.
Look at
Oh
that
my-
poster.
Oh,
This ain't no
bother.
bedtime story.
I'm
Genius.
because of this movie. So Winnie the Pooh is one of my favorite rides at Disneyland. No, thank you. You're gonna be like, when we go in October, you're gonna be like, let's go and Winnie the Pooh. No, I'm good.
Oh, that
I'm
ride's going to
good.
be fantastic after seeing Blood and Honey. I don't know when it comes out. I don't know if it has a release date yet.
Let's see.
All the stills they've released for this movie look phenomenal.
They
Like
release
these,
stills.
yeah, there are a lot of pictures of the characters, Winnie in it. I don't recognize any of the other ones as characters from Winnie the Pooh. I would love to see a demonic piglet.
No, stop!
Piglet is in this movie.
Is he? Okay.
I think the other cast of Winnie the Pooh haven't hit public domain yet, so you're not going to see Tig or Eeyore.
That's what I thought. Because all the other monsters, I don't know if they're monsters or people wearing these costumes.
Christopher Robin public domain? Because like if I have to see him murder him, I'm not gonna be happy.
Yeah, Winnie has an axe in that poster. He's just gonna split Christopher Robin down the middle, eat his heart. Could you imagine that? Yeah. Use
Okay.
Christopher Robin's body as a honeypot, just reach in and grab his organs. I would have fun with a Winnie the Pooh horror movie.
It sounds so ridiculous.
I'm not watching that with you. No, absolutely not. We're not watching it. Absolutely not.
I'm watching the shit out of it.
I just shared one of the stills from it. If you wanted to throw that up right quick.
Okay.
Oh no.
Does Jayla have the stills?
I just clicked share. So if
Okay.
whoever is in control of the stream would be able to throw it up.
Jayla.
There's Piglet.
Oh my god. Yeah, this movie looks like a ton of fun.
Do we want to watch the trailer?
I didn't even know the trailer.
Says the
was
producer, Jayla.
If Jayla can pull up the trailer, I would love to watch it. Yes.
I don't think Sabrina can handle it.
I am so excited for this. I didn't even know the trailer was out for
Do you want
Winnie
to
the Pooh.
watch
Blood
the
and
trailer?
Honey.
Do you want to watch it?
I actually do. Yes. You know, I stay away from trailers, but I actually really want to see this.
I said yes, Russ.
Yes,
Oh,
Jayla,
man.
we would love to.
I'm scared.
Quick note from me, I'm pretty sure this is the right one. If not, it'll be funny for later. Good luck.
Okay.
I'm so sorry, Sabrina.
No, it's okay.
Sabrina's like, we'll do what we got to do.
Childhoods are being destroyed live, folks.
Oh yes. Oh, I don't even know if this is going to be in theaters. It might be a streaming service only movie.
Good.
Maybe this will tell us.
Ooh. Oh, I don't like that. Oh. Did not like that.
Ooh.
Ooh. Does he have human hands? Does Winnie the Pooh have human hands?
I don't know if it's a man in a Winnie the Pooh costume or
That's
if it's
what I
Winnie
don't-
the Pooh.
I don't know. That's what I want to know. Huh.
Interesting.
Huh.
Well, that's just a little tease there, I'm assuming. If that was the official trailer.
See, now I want to know, though.
Yeah.
The hero bear that every little child loved turns into a monster. In the night.
I don't think this is the official trailer. No, but I can't wait for this movie. It looks genuinely freaky just based on the stills alone. So
See, but now that I'm curious, is it a man in a Winnie the Pooh suit or is it Winnie the Pooh?
I don't know. I guess I've only really paid attention to the stills for this movie.
Look at the hands. Are they human?
They've released a ton of stills for it. Let me see.
Okay.
Yeah,
Here's a
there's no-
quote from Variety. If you guys want me to just read it right quick.
Go ahead.
So according to one of the producers of the film, Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey will see Pooh and Piglet as the main villains going on a rampage after being abandoned by a college-bound Christopher Robin. Christopher Robin is pulled away from them and he's not giving them food. It made Pooh and Piglet's life quite difficult.
Oh.
They are no
Man,
longer
God,
tame. They are vicious bear and pig who want to go around and try and find prey. So I think that answers the question there.
Yes. Okay. So 3 characters that we're familiar with.
Yeah.
There
The
is
3
no
characters from the first book.
Yes. There is no release date yet.
No.
I think it's just the poster and the stills. Everyone's just like finally Pooh showing his true colors.
Sickos.
Yes. Well, it is a horror comedy, so I'm sure they're going to be having a lot of fun.
Somebody
with
would be like,
Pooh.
I knew Pooh Bear. I knew Pooh wasn't that nice.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Polite. Because he's so nice and polite.
Yeah, it's it really is a genius idea. I'm
But like,
very
I just find it so funny that like the second Pooh Bear is in public domain, they're like, let's make a horror movie. Let's go.
the second I knew he was becoming public domain, I knew they would do some fucked up movie with him.
How'd you know?
It's
Okay.
it came to my head first, so I know someone else thought of that. Like if I got my hands on Winnie the Pooh horror movie, first thing I would use with him.
So in this Variety article, there's another quote here that says there's a scene that features Eeyore's tombstone. The miserable donkey was eaten by a starving Pooh and Piglet.
Oh my god.
I don't like this.
This is gonna be the greatest movie ever.
This, if it comes out this year, it's better than the Batman. Best
This
movie of
is so
2022.
twisted. Jeez.
Easily.
Don't talk to me.
Oh man.
That's actually hysterical.
Oh my god.
Disney doesn't even own Pooh, and they're gonna probably try and sue.
Yeah. Speaking of Disney and horror movies, have either of you heard of Escape from Tomorrowland or Escape from Tomorrow? No. It is a horror movie that was filmed in Disneyland without Disney's knowledge or permission. So these people snuck in all their cameras and mics and everything, somehow got through security with all that, and filmed their movie
I've
without
seen
Disney's.
it.
You've seen it, Jayla?
Yeah.
What'd you think of it?
It was a movie.
It was a movie for
it
sure.
was a movie.
That concept sounds brilliant, and if they made it a lot simpler in terms of story, it could have been great.
What's the concept?
Exactly. I was hoping it was a very it just went way out of left field, and it would bum me out because
It
What-
did.
What's the concept?
It follows this family, a man, his wife, and their child, going to Disneyland, and he has these weird sexual fantasies about these 2 girls that he meets at Disneyland that he keeps kind of somehow bumping into throughout the park, and he's just seeing creepy visions when he's going on all the
Disney
rides.
made this?
No, this
Oh.
was made without Disney's permission or
I
knowledge.
was like,
People just went to Disneyland and filmed this, and he's taken at one point in some weird laboratory hidden in Disneyland. It's out there. Some cat virus is going around. It's weird when they easily could have done something sinister, like people getting kidnapped in the park or Disney workers following them. It could have been a really simple plot. They tried something way too complex, and I don't think it landed at all. But
Disney has so many legends and myths, and you can turn it so creepy so quick. I don't know what they were thinking.
exactly, and they thought of this weird oddball story, and
That's
basically
crazy.
Disney caught wind of it because just the fact that people filmed a movie in Disneyland without their knowledge, word of mouth took off, and Disney heard about it, and they didn't sue them at all. They didn't speak a single word about it at all, because I feel like if they did, that would have gained more traction. It would have given that movie more popularity, so Disney figured it was their best course to just let it ride and keep quiet about it. But
Isn't there like a movie called Tomorrowland?
yes, that is a Disney
Yes, that's the
Okay,
that's the
that's where
joke,
I
I
was like-
guess.
That's
Yeah,
what I thought you were
that's-
talking about because I was like, I haven't seen it.
The
but I heard-
poster, by the way, isn't any better. It's Mickey Mouse's hand like this with blood dripping down. It's they squandered their opportunity to make a really good horror movie in Disneyland without the approval of Disney.
This close.
This close, but they fumbled. Unfortunately.
Shame.
I think it's on Amazon. If anybody here or watching cares to view this far from a masterpiece of a movie, it is up to you though. Next, is anyone other than Sabrina here a big Predator fan? Because we have Prey dropping at the end of this year.
Yes.
Yeah.
Prey is out next month. I'm very excited about it.
So excited.
Did you say next month?
It comes out, next month.
Oh wow! I actually had no idea. I knew it was the end of this
We're
year.
watching it. We're watching it. We're watching
Yeah,
it.
it's going to be on Hulu, which is very exciting.
I'm so excited.
Mhm.
Awesome.
The
That's
trailer looks good. The poster, like everything looks really good in terms of design and quality. But I think the best part is they filmed two different versions of this movie, one in English and one in the their accents, which I forget, or I'm sorry, their languages.
Yeah.
And just based on the region and where this movie takes place, I want to watch it in that version. I feel like that would be the most accurate when it comes to the story they're trying to tell.
Mhm.
And yesterday or the day before, the director explained that this isn't a prequel to anything we already know. It's not even an origin story for the Predator. It just takes place years ago, and it's the first time a Predator is on Earth.
Yeah, and like appears
Yeah,
to
exactly.
people. Mhm.
That alone is very
Yeah.
exciting. We haven't had a Predator movie in.
I don't want.
years.
Okay, see, because of how I feel about Prometheus,
Oh wait, that's not true.
I don't.
I
want
totally forgot about the Predator. I fucking hated that movie.
Well, we were gonna watch it again. And
Yeah,
you're gonna like
well-
it because I liked it.
We're gonna have to marathon all the Predator movies in a very short amount of time to get ready for Prey.
I will say I've heard a lot of very good things about Prey, so get excited.
That's good. I mean, it looks good, and it's such a great, it's a unique idea. I'm really rooting for it. So I hope everyone likes it.
Then if it drops next month, we could start tonight, please.
We could. I think
I'm
I
always
saw,
down. Can we watch AVP, please? Please.
I haven't seen any of the Predator or Alien vs. Predator movies in years.
Please.
Right.
Can we watch Requiem, please? Please.
God, that's the one like that I don't like, and she loves Requiem, so I really need
I
to give
love
it.
that movie.
give
That
it
was like
another
one of my
shot.
favorite movies as a kid. So like when I told him that, he was like, "Why?" And I was like, "I just love it." I don't
Yeah,
know.
my problem with it is two things, and they're two very big problems. It's too dark of a movie; you can't see shit, and the action scenes for the action scenes they use shaky cam, which when it's in the rain and at night, I already can't see shit. Don't cover the action scenes with shaky cam. So, two very technical issues I have with the movie, but everything else, I don't know. That kind of cancels everything else out when I can't see what's going on.
Yeah, that's a pretty big deal, I'd say.
Yeah, so I gotta rewatch it, see if my complaints hold up or not. But
They won't.
Prey coming out.
Fine.
What is your favorite Predator movie, Mike?
Don't get mad at me. I haven't seen any of them. Bye.
Oh, really?
Really?
Really? Okay. Well, your homework then is
Yeah.
to binge the Predator franchise before Prey.
Oh yeah, that's definitely happening.
I mean, nothing will beat the first one, but like they're all great. Yeah.
Sith Morrison, let's not be rude to Predators. Predators is my personal favorite Predator movie. 1 and 2 are great. One
Jordan, please don't be mean.
one being
Those are, like, my
phenomenal, and
favorite.
2 being incredibly slept on. Predator 2 is a fun movie.
I'm gonna be honest with you. You can call me a dick rider for this, but I don't think any Predator movie is bad.
The Predator.
Wait, The Predator is directed by Shane Black. Of course, that movie's awesome.
Yeah, it wasn't.
Dang
It
it.
really wasn't.
You're lying.
It really wasn't. There's one behind the
Mike had to
scenes
be the
story
deciding
that
factor.
really bothers me.
What did you say, Jayla?
Mike, you have to watch it and be the tiebreaker.
Yes,
Deal.
you do. There is one behind the scenes story of the Predator that bothers me, and the title is appropriate to that. But apparently, Shane Black hired one of his friends to co-star in a scene with Olivia Munn, and he is a known pedophile. And he didn't tell her about that. She learned about it after the fact and said she would never have done the scene had she known that. So, felt a little betrayed by that. And I don't know. I've heard stuff about Shane Black. I love his movies, but I don't know. That rubbed me the wrong way when I heard that story. So I don't know.
Yeah.
And I've heard about it like the day before I saw The Predator. So already I went into it like,
Yeah.
supporting The Predator. So I don't know. And I didn't like the movie. I don't even think it was because of that story in the back of my head. I just thought,
I like.
I know. Well, I'll rewatch it. I'll rewatch it for the marathon, but we'll see.
No, and for me, don't lie.
I will. And then our next topic. Anybody, I know Sabrina's stance on it, Walking Dead fans at all at one point in time currently?
It's been a
Never. No.
The Last of Us for me.
Yeah.
It's time to end.
Yeah. It's ending. The Walking Dead universe is brewing ever so greatly. But
What kills me is like years ago I would have been like so heartbroken as much as everyone else, but I can't bring myself to care.
Yeah. I mean, the base show is coming to an end. Starting this year, the last 8 episodes are dropping. And we're getting Tales of the Walking Dead. We're getting Isle of the Dead, the Negan and Maggie spinoff. We're getting the Daryl spinoff. We're getting the Rick movies. We're getting a lot.
The first season was so good.
Yeah, the Rick movies, I think, are the one thing that everybody can kind of agree has the most potential.
Yeah.
Everything else I could care less.
Yeah, I mean, I love Negan, so I'm excited for that spinoff.
But it's just weird seeing him and Maggie.
Yes, it is. If you watch this final season, you'll see how much they're really pushing this this truce between the two of them. Negan is married in the show, so everyone worried that Negan and Maggie are going to hook up. That's not going to happen unless the writing is just terrible beyond belief. Because that, like, I
don't put it past them. I'm sorry.
I can barely believe Maggie forgiving him, let alone taking
That's
things
what
to
I'm
a
saying.
romantic level with him. So.
That's what I'm saying. Like, she's like, I know it's like her being the bigger person and working with him, but like, I don't know. It just doesn't surprise me.
It's too far.
It is too far.
No, it's too far, but I just say it wouldn't surprise if that happened. I wouldn't be like, oh my god. Like, I obviously I'd be pissed, but it would like. No.
Hey, I'm a Walking Dead fan. I'm keeping up on it, Jordan.
Jordan, I was. I'm sorry, but the show betrayed me. So
Yeah, I wasn't huge on season 10. I liked a lot of things, but overall it was.
I could not tell you what's going on because I have no idea, nor do I care.
Season 11's winning me back. It's been a really.
After a while, I couldn't.
Yeah.
I don't even remember when it happened, but after a while, it just lost me.
Yeah.
It was probably at a point where the season was over and you just never came back. That's what
No,
happened
I
with
will
me in The
never
Flash.
forget for me.
It happens.
I was
It's-
obsessed with season 1, though.
To
I was
me,
obsessed
there
with
were 3 phases, or at least stages, where people dropped off the show. If it wasn't one of the early seasons, it was Glenn's death with season 7. A lot of people.
Well, I
dropped
think it
out.
was. A lot of people was Terminus. First, it was Terminus.
Yeah, Terminus is where people started to get really bored of the bottle episodes. The focusing on like 2 people separated from the group, that was bothering people. The next was Carl's death. A lot of people dipped the show, Sabrina included, when Carl was killed off, which to this day I think is the stupidest decision ever made on that show.
That honestly, like, because I've argued with people, and it's like, because I know a lot of people say like Glenn's death, like. I understand people not watching it, but like you knew that was gonna happen going in there. Carl is literally the main character in the comics.
Yeah,
And
by
like they
the
killed
end
him
of
off
it,
for no reason. And they gave some random kid hit the rest of his comic arc, like give me a
and then killed him too
Let me
very
see.
shortly after.
I was very frustrated with Carl.
Well,
being...
he was on Miss Marvel, so there's a reason.
Yeah, and the final straw was Rick leaving the show. I think when Rick left,
I'm
the rest
sorry.
went with him.
Andrew Lincoln can say all he wants. I know for a fact it was because of Chandler. You
Yeah,
cannot.
I mean the way he talked about how they gave him the news that they were killing him off, he wasn't happy about that, and he's like, "Yeah, I miss my family. I'm gonna dip the show." So,
yeah, but that's the thing. It's like, I think after Carl died, everyone else from like the beginning that was still left started to leave or get killed off, and it just like it kept falling off more and more.
AMC is notorious for spoiling a lot of character returns, like big cast reveal moments in their trailers. And with Comic-Con next weekend, I think if Rick is in the last few episodes of this season at all, they're gonna drop it in that trailer. So we may have a lot to talk about when it comes to Comic-Con trailers if Walking Dead brings it. So we'll see. I don't think it's enough to get people back on the show. It might gain hype for their the Rick movies. I
will watch the last episode with you, but that's probably it.
Good, because I am enjoying the final season. But Rick, there's been a big hole in my Walking Dead heart ever since Rick left. Yeah, they easily could have done something.
Thank you. My boy literally got shot as a kid. Almost got his arm cut off. Got shot in the eye. And survived.
Joe got shot in the head and lived.
You mean to tell me he gets bit on the side by a walker when he literally almost died from
tripping?
Getting shot in the eye. Like,
he was shot in the chest. He was shot in the eye. Yeah, no.
Let's be serious.
He survived the governor. He survived Negan. But tripping is what did him in.
That is so stupid.
Yeah, no, it was a well executed death, but
I'll never not be angry about that. Like
the fact that he died alone was stupid.
Yeah,
I held such a grudge that like it bothered me so much.
Yeah,
because it made no sense, and it ruined things because it's like the whole point. Like even like when like Carl got shot the first time, like his dad gave him like the hat, and like that was supposed to be symbolizing that he's eventually become the leader.
What sucks is Carl's death really undermines and almost ruins one of my favorite scenes in the whole show. In season 2, Carl had a moment and he stormed off to sit in the barn, and Rick, his dad, went with him and said, "Someday mom's gonna die, I'm gonna die, and you're gonna have to be ready for that because it's all gonna be on you." Basically saying he's gonna be the main character at some point. And then they killed him off. So.
And like, I love Judith, but like to make her the new mini Carl bothers me so much because like that makes no sense.
Yeah, Judith is a good character on the show.
She should have stayed a baby. I'm sorry, she should have stayed a baby.
Yeah,
I'm sure she's a cute little badass, but she's literally just like a mini Carl. Like,
Robert Kirkman writing the comics is like, I simply would have crushed her to death as a baby, but that's just me.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, the comics.
She literally died. She literally died with Lori. Like, I don't want to hear it.
Yeah. Moving on. For our last two topics, Samara Weaving joins the cast of Scream 6. I don't know.
Thank God.
Yeah.
Thank God.
She is the definitely a modern day Scream queen when it comes to the movies that she's in. Probably, she was in The Babysitter, right? That was her.
Babysitter, Ready or Not, Mayhem.
Yeah, those are the two big ones. I really want to see Mayhem.
Dude, it's so good.
That's with Steven Yeun, right?
It is, and it's fantastic.
Yeah, I'm dying to see that. I'm surprised I haven't seen it yet, but I really want to see that.
What's that about?
It's like, don't they unleash like a virus in an office building and they all have to kill each other?
Right. So,
Like
basically,
Office Uprising?
kind of. There's this there's a virus that's in this building, and they lock the building up. But the virus is like a rage virus. Think kind of like 48 word zombie movie. Sorry.
28 days later.
Thank you. Kind of like that, but they're all trapped in one building. But also, this is right in the beginning, so you'll know. Steven Yeun just got fired, and he can't leave. So shenanigans ensue.
Yeah, and I know Steven Yeun's career just skyrocketed after The Walking Dead, and this was one of his first movies after Walking Dead. I think, or it was right around that time.
Now he's like in everything. Good for him.
He's in Nope, which comes out next week. Scream 6 has you worried. Yeah. Scream 6 was greenlit and is releasing like I think almost exactly a year after the after this year's one comes out. It comes out in January already, and we just got
Yeah.
Scream 5. They didn't want to pay Nev Campbell to come back as Sydney for this, so already that's a big no. Yeah,
It's hard to care, but this casting makes me care a little bit.
it's hard to care, but they're hiring a lot of A-listers right now to make you care. So
Yeah.
I'm very worried that she's gonna be Casey Baker in this one. Everyone's gonna be excited to see her.
I'm surprised. I thought that was going to be Jenna Ortega's character for Scream 5 that came out this year. I was actually really happy that she, no spoilers, but is in it a lot more than just the opening scene. So.
Right, of course. I'm worried. I am, because like it's just it feels rushed. It feels like it went to their head.
It feels rushed. They're riding their high when it's Scream. I mean, they waited 10 years between 3 and 4. They could have taken their time with this one, but
Exactly.
I don't know.
Because they're, they're running out of ideas and they don't want the hype to die.
They don't want the hype to die. And aside from that, I don't care what people say about Scream 3. This is a near perfect franchise. I don't think Scream 3 is that bad. I don't think we've had a bad Scream movie. So the fact that they're really rushing Scream 6 out is probably my biggest concern. We'll see. At the end of the day, it is just a slasher. So if they want to keep things simple and just tell a good story, more power to them. I guess we'll find out in a few months with it coming out so soon.
Crazy how soon it's coming.
Yeah, I saw that release date earlier this year, and I was like, that's wild that they're doing that. But
I mean, like you said today, too, like not that we have like any, like what the new season's about, but I'm excited for Chucky season 2.
that is actually my next topic. If you want to get to the last one, our last topic before we get out of here, Chucky season 2 is dropping on October 5th. If anyone here has seen season 1, it was fantastic. It was far better than any show about Chucky had any right to be. But
I might watch it tonight. I don't know. I haven't seen it yet.
you should. It's really well written because it's and the way they market it is that it's not just kind of it's not a reboot, it's not a sideshow, it is a genuine continuation of the entire franchise. It brings characters from nearly every single Chucky movie for this. The new kid that we follow, Jake, in this is he's a character that you root for. Like for everything he goes through in this show, he's a character you want to see win and make it to the end, and it's bloody. Like for a show on Sci-Fi with Chucky, it's
Oh my God.
there's no disappointment when it comes to
There was not like a bad episode. It was just like fantastic all the way through.
There's no bad episode. Every character, even the asshole characters, you don't want to see die just because they're so much fun to watch. But characters you like die, so it's an engaging show. And season 2 just ends in a way where it's like, oh, even more fan favorites from the movies are going to be in the next season. So,
Nice.
For big fans of Seed of Chucky, that's a weird sentence because that's like the most hated one. But Glenn and Glenda are going to be in season 2.
I'm very excited about that.
Yeah, they're big characters in Seed of Chucky, and now they're really going to be expanded upon for season 2, which they were referenced in season 1. So happy to finally see them. And the show's a ton of fun, especially if you are or are not a horror fan. I think you'd enjoy it either way. It's he's a killer doll. If you don't like horror, you can just look at it as a comedy.
Yeah, literally.
To an extent.
It doesn't take itself seriously.
No, it does not take itself seriously, and that's always been Chucky's greatest strength. He is not a serious character. But that's all I had on our itinerary, and just ending with that. Now I want to watch Chucky. It's
we have to do a Chucky special.
We will for sure.
Yeah,
please.
If it's not the week of season 2, it's got to be the week before in preparation. We got to rewatch season 1 to get ready for that.
Oh yeah.
Wait, I think next week is our next episode of Road to Rise, right?
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, I think it is. I can wear my new Evil Dead shirt.
Excited. Yeah, bust it out. I'm so excited for that. I'm so excited to get back on a roll. I was out of commission for most of the show, but I'm so glad that we're back. I missed you guys tons.
We miss doing this weekly.
Yeah. Mike, do you have anything coming up soon you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah. First off, thanks for having me on. It's been a blast talking with you all. As far as what's coming up, you can check out the Chatter After podcast. That's wherever you get your podcast, and on youtube.com/noviceCinephile. We did an episode on Stranger Things 4, and our next episode is on The Boys. Not just season 3, just all of The Boys.
We'll be tuning into that.
It is such a great show. I binged watched it all in like 7 days, and it is a wild ride. So stay tuned.
All
for that.
3 seasons, or just the latest one?
All 3 seasons, start to finish. First time watching. I think I finished my binge the day before the finale.
Oh,
And
wow. Nice.
Wow.
Watching it that way is so disorienting, but it might be the best way I could have possibly experienced that story.
Was anything spoiled for you before your binge, or did you go in cold for the most part?
I mean, just names. Like, I see people talking about Homelander all the time, but I had no context, so I was pretty good going into it.
Mm-hmm.
That first episode, man, just gets you right out the gate.
Yeah, it sets the bar pretty high, and when you think the show can't get any worse in terms of gore or explicit nudity or anything like that, what they can do subject matter, they up it. Especially in season 3, they really proved that they could keep going.
Yeah. Herogasm was an event. We'll just say.
Herogasm was an event for sure.
Definitely lived up to its name.
Yes, they hyped the shit out of that episode ever since they started writing it, and the fact that they stuck the landing is nuts. I didn't think they were going to, honestly. I didn't think it'd be worth the hype.
I'm glad it wasn't like that much worse though too, because like sometimes some things are
Yeah,
more worse
I mean,
in the show than in the comic.
people were worried that that episode would be like the comic as a whole is. It's just shock factor for the sake of it. But this show, for all the crazy shit that they do, it's all for a reason. And I think they have a genuine good story they're working with. So
Yeah,
100%.
it's so crazy to think about from like the show to the comics, because like I've never read it, but like from stuff that I've heard, like it sounds so much different. Like it's not even the same.
I read the first 7 issues, so you don't have to. They're bad. Stick to the show.
I've heard that from multiple people that they're just not. They just don't feel the same.
Yeah, I mean, if you think about some of the boundaries the show pushes, like the Me Too movement, like a lot of horrible shit that happens in real life that characters do on the show, it all leads to something. Like they get called out, there are consequences for some of them. In the comic, that happens and it goes nowhere. It's just for the sake of being disturbing or gross.
The comics are awful. I can concur.
They're genuinely awful, and I don't really say that about a lot of comics, but they're not worth your time.
It just was him trying to be like edgy and make fun of superheroes.
Yes, it's written by someone that you can easily tell hates superheroes. So.
Well, thank you for the warning, Blake, because I've heard the same, and I can't wait to see the Chatter After, Mike. Especially that Stranger Things episode. I bet it's going to be one of the best you've ever had, for no particular reason whatsoever. Thank you guys so much. Thank you to all the comments. Thank you, Blake, for saving my butt tonight. You were stellar.
No problem.
And we will see you guys next week. Make sure you guys follow us on Twitter @TheLastScare to stay in the loop. Talk to you guys next time.